Welcome to the Great Start Podcast, a podcast that brings you up to speed with matters Formula One. So sit in your cockpits, rev your engines, and let's go.
So hello guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing amazing wherever you're listening to this podcast. My name is Brian Kibet, aka your local Formula One guy. And oh my God, haven't we had a race for us in Qatar, in the Losail Circuit in Qatar? Mind you, it's also the first, it marks 1 year to the World Cup being held in Qatar. So quite a special weekend we had over the weekend. And today, I have two guests joining me in order to analyze and see what went down in the Qatar Grand Prix. So they can introduce themselves.
Okay, my name is Abkay, and let me just do a brief introduction about me. I am a Verstappen guy, but I believe that Hamilton is the greatest of all time.
Red Bull fan. I feel you, brother. I feel you so much. I feel like Red Bull is the better team this season, but really, we have the flying horse, the Mercedes-Benzes, of both Bottas and Hamilton doing a really amazing job. And my friend over here can also introduce himself.
Well, my name is Hamad, and well, I'm a new fan to F1, to be very honest. It's been 5 months now watching F1, and I absolutely love it. I'm not going to tell you who I'm supporting. Yeah, I don't want a lot to be talked about today because we're going to have a discussion here and it's going to get heated up. So I'm going to let you guys know till the end of this podcast.
Yeah, very true.
And you'll just know about it when I talk. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely amazing. You've said you're a new fan. How are you finding it?
Amazing. I was a WLC fan. Die hard.
You still are, I think.
I still am. Always will be. Yeah. But we always go with Novell.
Yeah.
I'm not adding any more to that.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. But I've loved F1. I'm enjoying it. Every race, every Grand Prix.
Find it very dramatic, I think.
Very dramatic.
Very dramatic. It's more of like almost a soap. I don't want to call it a soap opera kind of thing. But there's a lot around Formula One that is not actually in the races.
Yeah, talking from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I started watching Formula One back then when I was like 6 years old. So I know like all of the Formula One drivers who have existed. And my favorite driver was Fernando Alonso, which he was he finished the third place at Qatar since 2014, which was my best F1 this season.
Imagine, man. He had such a fantastic performance in the Grand Prix.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we're going to get into the Grand Prix and analyze it. And analyze it even more. Yeah, good luck. Fernando, amazing, man. But first things first, I think this is the season with the most amount of drama that has ever been. The
Kardashian, for sure.
Kim Kardashian kind of drama. Yeah, I think so as well. We have been, I think it's actually the tightest race, or the second tightest race that we've had. In Formula One history, Apart,
there's quite a tug.
That reminds me of the Michael Schumacher and Alonso back in 2011.
It was
also a very wonderful season.
Yeah.
All those who remember. Yeah.
But I'll just probably I can think of a race that was a little closer. We had on Lewis's rookie year when he was battling it out with Felipe Massa in Ferrari.
Yeah.
Where we needed, it was in the last Grand Prix of the season, Brazil, where we needed, all Hamilton needed was to finish P4 in the race, and he'd win the championship. Now, Felipe Massa was 1 point behind Hamilton in the race, in the championships. So Felipe Massa got pole, he won the race, and everyone in Ferrari started sherekeaing, everyone was so happy and all. But then, Hamilton overtook someone in the last corner and he came and swept away the championship like that. So we haven't had such a tight, I can say we haven't had such a tight season since 2008 when Hamilton won his first Grand Prix. And my aren't Red Bull and Mercedes-Benz battling it out properly.
For sure.
Yeah, like right now they are 8 points behind.
They're fighting like God.
Like Hamilton is 8 points behind Verstappen into the last two races. I mean, we've not had this for such a long time, but all in all, I love the drama. I love all that is happening in this season this year, and yeah, I think we can dive into the Qatar Grand Prix. Yeah, as you said, it's marking.
Before we get into the Qatar Grand Prix,
Yes.
I would like to ask my colleagues a question.
Yes, yeah.
Who do you think will win the championship this season?
Very nice question you've asked. I don't know. Would you like to go first?
Okay, as things are going,
Yeah,
I'm really impressed by what the Mercedes team did
yeah,
with the Hamilton's car.
yeah.
So, I don't want to say Hamilton or Verstappen without being sure of it.
Yes.
But I just know this is a tug of war that's going on till the end.
Yeah.
Till the end.
Indeed, it will go to the end of
To
Abu
the end.
Dhabi. Yeah.
So, I'm waiting for that. I'm not giving any answers to that.
Mm-hmm. you have a right to remain
Yeah.
still as well.
I'm just waiting for that because with the 8 points, Hamilton is behind Verstappen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, and we're looking forward to this weekend as well because it's a very big factor
Yeah.
towards the championship.
Yeah.
So, no one in particular
So
is going
for
to
you,
win.
no one in particular.
Yeah, no one in particular. But the two goats, they're gonna fight it off.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. But I think, we cannot outrule. I know everyone would say probably Verstappen and all, but we really, I am. Don't get me wrong, guys. I am a diehard Red Bull fan. But we cannot ignore the work that Mercedes is doing.
Amazing.
We cannot ignore the engine that they're having. We cannot ignore how they've performed in the last 4 races, actually 3 races, from Mexico to Brazil to Qatar. We cannot ignore their performance. Yeah, we do acknowledge as Red Bull fans, or rather, as a Red Bull fan, let me speak on my behalf. I do acknowledge that they have been faster than us in Brazil and in Qatar. Very true. They have had a fast engine, yeah? And they're saying, word from their engineers is that the engines they've used for Brazil and Qatar were not their fastest engines, yeah? We saw them come out in Mexico where they had the grid penalty and started at P20, where he started last. And he was able to win the race and actually get to the podium, yeah?
Don't you think those drivers let him pass? Because I've heard like people don't like Verstappen because of his this and this. I think it's a way of letting Hamilton pass.
No.
What if it was you?
It's a championship. It's a championship. These guys are battling it out. So probably if they're from relative teams.
Okay, that is just a thing I've had. But
Probably
I think
from relative teams, then yeah, I
it
think
makes sense. How can you ever take from P20 to
experience.
P1?
It's experience. Yeah.
True.
Experience. Hamilton has won multiple
That's why from
multiple
that day,
championships.
I
Yeah.
knew that Hamilton is the greatest of all time.
Hamilton is the GOAT, no lie.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely.
He's even overtaken Michael Schumacher. The way I used to say that there's
Yeah.
no one who will become like Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
But Lewis Hamilton made us proud
Yeah.
for the past 2 years.
So on my end, I feel like I'd take a similar stand with Fahim, my mate here. I think he will not, or rather, we may not be able to tell right now. The race will be decided in Abu Dhabi. I am a Red Bull fan, but I know I'm butchering myself. Sorry, Red Bull fans out there, but I have a very strong gut feeling that Mercedes will take the championship this year. I have a very strong feeling that Hamilton will take the championship this year, and also have a very strong feeling that it will be his last championship win.
Okay, let me tell you what I feel.
Yeah.
What I know will happen.
Yeah.
The thing I know is what people expect. I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
It won't happen. The unexpected one is the one.
The unexpected is what always happens.
Yeah.
Probably, it may happen that way
So
as
whatever
well.
the situation,
Mhm.
I'm going to be right in one way or another.
It may happen as well, but I think let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how Abu Dhabi goes about. But as of now, as we are discussing Qatar and how Qatar went about, we have to talk about the track and how it was so hard on the tires. We're seeing hard tires getting punctured. We saw Latifi and Russell get a puncture, and it's the hard tire. Yeah. Okay, we still have to acknowledge the fact that MotoGP track. It's MotoGP, for those who may not know, is the bikes. Yeah, the bikes that usually.
I'm pretty sure most people.
Yeah, most people.
If you're not injured,
You can be rest assured.
Exactly. But for those of my audience who aren't listening, who aren't really into motorsport, but do listen to the podcast, of which I thank you so much for listening to the podcast. The hard tire was really having a hard time in Losail. But regardless of the situation, we still saw some drivers have very good tire management. For example, Alonso had very good tire management to the point that he was able to finish the race in position 3 with the same tires that burst for Latifi and Russell. So I feel like his tire management was really good.
because he knows how to manage the tires well than the juniors.
Yeah. Much better. Experience is always key. Experience is something that has shown itself all through the season, and we can see it even as the season progresses. The drivers who have more experience are better off than.
Like I remember the situation in Hungary. You remember?
Yeah. Where we saw Bottas crash into all the other drivers and Ocon having his first win.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And here we had Ocon being told to defend like a lion. But we'll get to that shortly. Yeah.
You can say more of a cat. Yeah?
No, I think Ocon really defended well.
Yeah, he did, but
For his stature, for his kind of driving, he doesn't have as much experience as Alonso, but I think he defended really well. He defended really well. Yeah.
Everyone's opinion is accepted, right?
Yeah. Whatever you think, go with it. Yeah. So, to the championship teams, to the championship title fight, Mercedes versus Red Bull.
Yes.
Yeah. In the qualifying, we saw, sadly, we saw Verstappen get a penalty for a double yellow flag that he apparently missed. Yeah,
I think that was by mistake.
To be honest, that was a very big mistake because he was right behind Gasly. And Gasly got the puncture and he was coming too quick. He was in his final lap. He was out in his fastest lap of qualifying.
He was concentrating more overtaking.
Yeah. And the flags were raised too fast. The flags were raised too fast. Okay, that's what we think here. But what do you think, guys? What do you think? So you can join our Discord community at the Great Start Podcast server and tell us, what do you think? Do you actually think Verstappen ignored the flags knowingly? Or did he just not see them? Not see them, yeah. I think he did see them.
He's sorry.
I don't think.
I believe so.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's had a lot of Grand Prix,
Yeah.
And once you want to give so much competition by your own, sometimes you bypass things.
Yeah.
The little details,
Yeah, those little details.
Yeah, things
He was fighting. He was actually fighting for pole, and he got P2.
So the little details,
He was trying to go faster than Hamilton.
Yeah. He was actually fighting for best lap, yeah?
Yeah, he was. It was during the qualifying. He was trying to get to beat Hamilton because Hamilton was already in P1. He was trying to go faster than Hamilton so that he can be P1.
Okay.
Yeah, but because of that whole situation and that whole scenario, he ended up starting P7.
He got the fastest lap, right?
Yeah, but he got the fastest lap in the qualifying, which was absolutely amazing. Yeah. So the gap is closer than it has been the whole season. It is 8 points. They have an 8-point gap between them.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? At this point,
no one.
Who?
I really didn't see Mercedes come back with this comeback.
No one saw this coming.
I did not see this comeback, man. But yeah, we do understand Mercedes has won this championship 1,000,001 times. We do understand that fact. So Mercedes fans, do not crucify us. We do know you have won. We do know you have the experience of winning a championship that Red Bull probably hasn't had since 2014 when Seb left the team. So we do understand those facts. Yeah, you guys have a fast engine, and we know that. Yeah, but another driver we saw get a grid penalty was Bottas, for the same problem that Verstappen got a penalty for.
Oh, yeah, the single flag.
But
single yellow flag.
Yeah, he had a single yellow flag penalty, but that gave him a 3-place grid penalty, not like the 5. Yeah, it's not like the 5 that that Verstappen got. But regardless of the situation, what an amazing race that we had.
Yeah. It was an amazing race.
Hamilton had a flawless start. Yeah, he was able to go past everyone, got the
He
free
cleared
air.
his way,
Yeah, he cleared his way.
Yeah, he was like, I'm P1, you're getting at the front.
That was his race.
Yeah.
That was his race. And it was...
Then there's something Hamilton did I've never seen in Formula 1.
Yeah.
While in Qatar.
Yeah.
How can you finish the first lap
Yeah.
and be like 5 seconds in front of the person following you? That is an absolute...
But it's genius, considering the fact that before Mexico, yeah?
Yeah.
We were thinking Red Bull is having a good time.
Yeah, Red Bull had a very, very good races.
But the strategy they used by changing the engine.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, it's going to be an advantage to them, but
yeah,
no one saw all this coming.
Yeah, no one saw it coming. No one saw it coming.
So like all this time, every day we're talking about undercuts, how we can beat, how they can beat Red Bull with the undercut.
Yeah.
But no one saw the strategy coming and working so well.
Yeah. I think no one was prepared for the kind of speed that the Benzes have had for the last.
No one.
We were not prepared for that. We do understand that, Mexico and Brazil are Mercedes strongholds. Or rather, no, Mexico is a Red Bull stronghold. But the Austin Grand Prix in the US and the Brazilian Grand Prix, we knew those are Mercedes strongholds.
Don't forget the Middle East countries.
And the Middle East as well, but
Saudi Arabia
we do note that
Abu
Qatar,
Dhabi.
Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi, but Qatar and Saudi Arabia, this is the first time we're racing there. Mm-hmm. So really we can't say who's strong there, really. But historically, Brazil, the Austin Grand Prix have been strongholds for Mercedes. But those are the races that Verstappen won. Verstappen performed really well in those races, and Mercedes were clearly struggling. Yeah. So as we say, we were not prepared for the pace that Hamilton has had. As the 5 seconds that he was able to pull through in the first lap, I mean, that was exemplary performance from Hamilton. Mm-hmm. And words can't really describe. But right behind Hamilton, we had quite a race that was happening. We had Alonso, Gasly, Verstappen battling it out for P2. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Verstappen had a really good start, where he overtook from the inside.
Yeah.
And overtook them. Oh, he was able to get from P7 to P4, I think it was.
Verstappen really had a good start.
Yeah, Verstappen had a very good start.
It was from P7 to P4.
P7 to P4 on the first corner.
Yeah.
My first corner, he did actually really well.
Yeah.
Then obviously, since Gasly is ahead of him, and Gasly is in Alpha Tauri, which is a junior team, that's just a team order away, just to overtake. So that's quite simple. So we can comfortably say that he had made it to P3. He had made it to P3 by the time he was getting to the second corner. Really, really, really good performance from Verstappen. But he just didn't have the pace for Qatar. He just wasn't fast enough. We'd expected him to be faster, but he just wasn't fast enough. He wasn't able to catch up with Hamilton as the race progressed. And, the outcome was he ended up P2, which is not a bad performance, but still. It just tightened the championship quite a bit. Yeah. So, all in all, I think Verstappen and Hamilton had really good races. Mm-hmm. But they were not the highlights of the race. For the next discussion, we will go to a team-based discussion of who I think had the best races in the Qatar Grand Prix. So we had Alpha Tauri. AlphaTauri doing exemplary well in the qualifying. Tsunoda finished P8 and Gasly P4. So they had a really good weekend, AlphaTauri. And I think it's even evident in the fact that Gasly was able to finish P4 after such a long time, not being able to get up into the points because of reliability issues and all. He still had a very, very good race. Tsunoda, the rookie, who's I think the best performing rookie this year, as compared to Shoemaker and all those and the other rookies that we have, Mazepin, aka Mazepin. Mazepin. Yeah, I think he had a really, really, really good race as in the Qatar Grand Prix. Yeah. Another team that had a really good performance was Alpine. Alpine, definitely with Alonso. I mean, Alonso, the last time he won the race, or was on the podium. It was so long ago.
7 years, yeah?
2014,
7 years, yeah.
The Apple Watch was
released. I'm quite good at this. Yeah, if I know something.
And imagine, it's his first year. Yeah. And he knows that much. Yeah. The Apple Watch was being released the last time. The Apple Watch 1, not like 2, Apple Watch 1 was being released. Yeah. When Alonso was last on the podium. So it was really good to see Alonso back on the podium. Very good performance he had in Qatar Grand Prix. And the highlights, of which I think will be the title of this podcast. Tell my teammate to defend like a lion.
Like a lion. That's the highlight, yeah?
That's the highlight.
I saw a meme today.
Yeah.
They were saying when he said tell him to defend like a lion.
Yeah. Then
it was like a puppet lion.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look the face of a lion.
It's probably a dog with a mane. Yeah, but regardless of the situation, I think Ocon really defended well. For the kind of races he does, the kind of performances he's had this year, Ocon has really performed really well. He was able to defend against Perez's combine, of which Perez really was coming. I feel like if given more laps, he would have got to Alonso.
Yeah, very true.
He would have finished P3 because they just had the pace. They had the pace, they had the tires, they had a better tire strategy.
Come on, this is Alpine and Red Bull. What do you expect?
Yeah, but I don't think.
And I love Perez because every race, he's not fighting for P1 necessarily, but
he's just destroying things along the corner.
He's doing his job.
He's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's always pushing. Yeah. And I like that about him. I really do.
And we cannot deny that. Indeed, it's his first time in Red Bull. He did have a not so good start while he was starting the year in Red Bull. Trying to settle into the car. He's from a Mercedes-based team, the Racing Point last year. Now he's in Red Bull, a rival team. So, settling into the car, getting into the momentum of the season, and just basically getting his act together and putting out performances like this in less than 12 races. He's doing better than Ricciardo is. Ricciardo is also his first year in McLaren, and he's doing much, much better than Ricciardo. So I feel like he's doing a good job. Kudos to Perez. He's doing the right job holding back Bottas. As a Red Bull fan, I make that statement. He's doing a very good job holding back Bottas, and he's been in the points more than Bottas in the past races. So he needs to keep on with that performance. If indeed Red Bull is to get.
He's a team player. That's what I can
very
say.
Good team player.
For the football fans,
very good team.
He's like the N'Golo Kante of football.
He's like the boss.
Just destroying balls, just doing his job.
Indeed. He's doing an amazing job wherever in the defending, in the being a good team player, and he's doing an amazing job. And with that, we have done a brief analysis of the Qatar Grand Prix, and just a brief explanation of what will happen in the next 2 races. We have the Jeddah Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia coming up, and my oh my, am I waiting for that race. It's a night track. So the race will be happening at night. But what's the best thing about that track is they have taken the greatest corners in they have gotten inspiration from the greatest tracks and put those corners into one track. So we have a banked angle in Jeddah, like the Austin Grand Prix.
The one after the grid, yeah.
Yeah. These are
There's a bank, yeah.
the banks that we have. They're the banks in Jeddah. We have the hairpin turns like in Monza in Jeddah as well. It's a street circuit, so it's being done in the streets. I mean, my we can't wait for.
Just a complete track.
It's a complete track. It's a complete proper track. It adds on to the street races that we had for this year.
That's what the Arabs do.
Yeah, they've done really well by the way. It's the first time.
They make things extraordinary.
Yeah, extraordinary. And it's we are having it's also a really good eye opener because Qatar is also changing. They had not Qatar really, but Saudi Arabia is also changing. They had very strict rules around everything and all. Well, now they're opening up to the world, opening up to the world of Formula One, the world of races and all. And it's very good that you're having a
They
track.
just hosted a boxing match like before COVID.
Man, it was really.
So Anthony Joshua was like, "Is this Saudi Arabia?" He's like, "Okay, things are changing."
Yeah,
The
things
world
are
is
changing in
moving.
Saudi Arabia, and it's really
Times are
good.
changing, bro.
It's really good for the country at large because they're growing as well, and having such races brings tourists, improves the economy. Basically, it's a plus for them. It is a very big plus for them. So can't wait to get to Jeddah. I don't know what your thoughts are on Jeddah and who you think will get a podium in Jeddah, or who you think will perform best in Jeddah. And just like Qatar, we're getting into Jeddah with no information at all. It's a new track.
Yeah.
So we're going into it with no information at all, not knowing who's going to be in the podium and all.
Let the best man win.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I don't
Let the best man.
Let the best man win.
Indeed. But, guys, you know what I want you to do. I want you to go down to the link of to the description of this podcast, join my Discord server at the Great Start Podcast server, and tell us, who do you think will be in a podium in Qatar? Who do you think will be in the podium? Do you think it will be Hamilton? Do you think it will be Verstappen? I can give you a small hint. At the stage we are in right now, either Hamilton or Verstappen cannot miss in the podium. Either. I have not said both. I have said either. We could have.
Don't lean too much on Verstappen.
Yeah.
I feel the tone in your voice.
Let the slipping
For me right now, I won't say anything because I don't like predicting things that are in the future.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see. As
Wait
all
and see.
said,
No, I want us.
may the best driver win.
I want us to give our predictions. All three of us just give our predictions so that our audience can know as they make their fantasies. Who do they think, from our perspective, from a kind of professional's perspective, who do they think will be in the podium? So I'll go first. I think, with no knowledge at all, basically this is just out of my gut feeling.
Start from P3.
I have,
Start from P3.
yeah, start from P3. I'll start
Better with the
from P3.
countdown, yeah?
I think Gasly will be P3. Gasly will be P3. Then either Leclerc or Sainz will be in P2. Then we'll have a Hamilton win. So Hamilton, Leclerc or Sainz, and Gasly in P3. That is my prediction. That is mine. I don't know what you think.
Okay, for me, P3, I think mine is right. Yeah. P3 will be Perez, P2 Verstappen, P1 will be Hamilton.
P1
the
Hamilton.
English maestro.
So Perez, Verstappen, Hamilton. Oh, that's a Perez is actually a really good choice there. Perez is a really good choice. What do you think?
I'd go for P3, Verstappen. P2, Bottas.
Oh, P2 Verstappen. P2 Bottas, huh?
Yeah, P2 Bottas, P1, the one and only King, Lewis Hamilton.
Ooh, that's a very bold.
I know that's a reach.
That's a very bold
I'm
grid
but
there.
I'm bold enough to say it.
It's a very bold grid, a very bold podium there that you predicted. But guys, join our podcast server, join the discussion in our server. Tell us, who do you think will perform best in the Jeddah Grand Prix? But all in all, we are hoping for a good race. We're hoping for points for both Verstappen and Hamilton, so that we can go into Abu Dhabi, where the title will be decided in Abu Dhabi. And
things are getting heated up.
Things are getting very heated up, and I'm liking how this season is coming.
I'm liking the way I'm liking now.
yeah, I'm liking it. I'm really loving it. So, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to our channel. This podcast is available on all podcast platforms, including Castbox for our listeners in the United States. Join the discussion on our Discord server, and we have been your hosts, Brian Kibet, aka your local Formula One guy.
Abkay. You can find me on all social platforms if you want to talk about F1, because really you're talking to a maestro about Formula
Actually,
One.
yeah, you guys can plug yourself, your Instagram handles.
Okay. Sure. My Instagram handle is Abkay, together with Snapchat and all those Twitter and all those social media things.
Yeah. It's been nice having this podcast. This is my first time and I've enjoyed it. I'm with my friends. We're talking about F1. I've loved it. Loved the experience. Hope to be here more often.
Lovely.
Yeah. And my IG handle is Hamad. We can talk about F1 as Abdul said.
Completely.
Yeah. Discreet.
Keep it F1, guys. Keep it F1. So I'll also link their handles to this podcast's description, so you can follow them on Instagram. Get into a discussion, dive them in, and they'll be willing enough to help. But that's it for this podcast, guys. See you guys in Jeddah. Adios.